Striker's battle gear is easily the most powerful gear set in the Division 2, but there are so many different Striker build variations that work great, so which one works the best? Well, that all depends on the type of content you're running. So if you're running, let's say the Paradise Lost Incursion, for example, then having the Striker vest and backpack and going all red will probably work the best. Or if you're looking to venture into the Dark Zone and PvP, then having a Striker build set up with more armor would be better. So in today's video, I'm excited to share 3 powerful Striker builds with you guys. And these 3 build setups are honestly the only Striker builds you need for any content in the game. I'll also be giving you guys some tips on how to build your Striker stacks quickly, how much armor to run with for both PvE and PvP, as well as my recommendations for PvE, and all that other jazz. So whether you need a strong Striker build for the Incursion, Raids, PvP, or any endgame activity, then these are the only 3 Striker builds you need. Also, just real quick, for those who have become a member to the channel, thank you so much and welcome to the family. You guys can expect exclusive member-only videos in the near future, such as exclusive build videos, Dark Zone tips and tricks, as well as character customization videos. So without further ado, slash the like button and let's get started. Okay guys, so this first build is my go-to for any PvE content out in the open world. It's super powerful and it just gets the job done quickly. This is a great solo PvE Striker build that will make doing any open world PvE content super easy, and that includes legendary missions. So whether that be legendary or heroic difficulty content, you can use this build to solo anything. However, I'll show you what pieces to swap out for the Incursion and Raids. So for this build setup, I decided to swap the Striker vest out for a Fenris vest with the Obliterate talent. For those who don't know, the talent Obliterate has gotten a buff, so you can expect to have it active for longer, and it's very easy to reach the max stacks, which is 25. So that's a quick and easy 25% increased overall weapon damage. I find having a Fenris group vest with Obliterate a lot better than running a Striker vest, at least for doing open world endgame activity such as control points, bounties, and missions. The Striker vest, on the other hand, will work better for raids and the incursions, because having the Striker vest will increase the max Striker stacks you gain from 100 to 200, allowing you to deal out more overall damage. For the mask, I'm wearing the exotic Coyote mask for the bonus critical hit damage and chance you get depending on your distance from the enemy. This mask really helps increase your overall damage out. But if you don't have the Coyote mask or just prefer using something else, then you can use One Piece Walker Harris or Grupo as a replacement. But I'd probably go with Walker Harris since it will give you an extra 5% weapon damage. And having the Striker backpack plays a crucial role in this build. You will be getting an increase in the total weapon damage you gain per stack from 0.65 to 1%, thanks to the risk management talent. So having the Striker bag will help big time with your overall damage. So this is a great setup to use for the Dark Zone and open world PvE, but if you have the St. Elmo's engine exotic assault rifle, then I recommend using that for open world PvE, especially if you're running solo. The St. Elmo's engine is extremely powerful, stable, and accurate, and its talent gives you shock ammo after reaching 100 stacks. This shock ammo helps a lot with crowd control. So yeah, if you have the St. Elmo's engine, then it would be a better option. For the skills, I recommend using the Ballistic Crusader Shield and a Reviver Hive if you are doing some solo PvE. If you decide to PvP, then the Defender Drone and Decoy would work great. You can even use an Explosive Seeker Mine if the Decoy isn't for you. And for the weapon specialization, Gunner is a better option for PvE. Gunner will give you a nice 10% armor on kill as well as 30% bonus armor for 10 seconds after using an armor kit. The armor on kill bonus really helps with survivability and can help you save on armor kits. On the other hand, Firewall works better for PvP since it will heal 200% of your armor and health over a 10-second period, which will help keep you alive a lot longer in PvP fights. So if you use an armor kit, you will be getting that 200% bonus. Okay, so for the chest piece, you can also use a Fenris group or Grupo with Unbreakable. That's another option. In fact, that's a great option for PvP, but I like to run the everyday carrier named Bellstone vest that comes with the perfectly efficient talent. This is a great vest to use for PvP mainly because of the talent. This talent really helps tremendously with survivability. Using an armor kit has a 75% chance to not consume the armor kit, and specialization armor kit bonuses are increased by 100%. So this is a really good named chest piece to use for PvP. It adds a great deal of survivability and allows you to use way more armor kits. Sometimes it will feel like you'll never run out of armor kits, so it can get pretty crazy. So if you're going to PvE out in the open world, then this setup will work the best. And if you prefer going all red, that will work too, but for me personally, I like to have some armor, especially since I do a bit of solo PvE. So having some armor helps out a lot, and since my expertise on my weapon is already pretty high, I can afford to have more armor core attributes. Okay guys, this second striker build setup is designed for PvP. This setup is kind of like a fusion between the classic meta build and striker. And when I say classic meta, I'm talking about this build right here. This is pretty much a classic meta PvP build, right? So this striker build basically utilizes the Unbreakable and Adrenaline Rush talent. So 4-piece striker, and if you prefer using SMGs like the Ouroboros for instance, then I recommend using a Sokolov vest with the Unbreakable talent to get that bonus 10% SMG damage. And if you prefer assault rifles like the Shield Splinterer or St. Elmo's engine, then go with the Fenris Group AB vest with Unbreakable for the 10% assault rifle damage. Either way, this build setup has a great deal of survivability and does great damage for being all blue. Also, I'm not gonna lie, it's not gonna be easy getting a Sokolov or Fenris Group vest with both critical hit damage and chance and Unbreakable to drop for you. On a game with such bad RNG, that's like winning a lottery ticket. And since you want to go all blue with this build, you will need them to drop with both crits and Unbreakable so that you can roll armor. Because since Sokolov and Fenris are DPS pieces, they only drop with weapon damage as their core attributes. I actually had to craft this Fenris vest, and I got very lucky, but if you have the blueprint and decide to craft this vest, good luck, and keep in mind that the attribute rolls might be low, but you can always optimize it, so no big deal. But if you have a Grupo, Cheska, or Walker Harris vest, these will work well too, but they are also tricky to get with those attribute rolls as well since they are DPS pieces. For the backpack, the named Matador backpack with armor and crits rolled is your best bet. Matador comes with perfect Adrenaline Rush, but even a regular Walker Harris bag with the normal Adrenaline Rush talent will work just as great, so there is no big difference between the two, just slightly more armor, and Unbreakable and Adrenaline Rush are great talents to use for PvP, so I don't see why this build shouldn't perform well in conflict, and for the weapon specialization, Firewall works well since this is a PvP build. The 200% armor and health recovery you get from the Firewall specialization is truly a lifesaver. And for the skills, I'm using the Defender Drone and Decoy. I highly recommend using the Defender Drone because it helps with survivability by mitigating incoming damage. This should help you win a lot more gunfights. Okay guys, so this third striker build is better suited for raids and the Incursion. So 4-piece striker with the Picaro's holster for the 15% weapon damage and the Coyote mask. But you can swap out the Picaro's holster and Coyote mask if you'd like. Just make sure to keep the striker vest and backpack so that you're taking advantage of the full power of the striker set. Also, make sure to go all red with this because you will more than likely have a healer in your group. For the primary weapon, the Ouroboros or the St. Elmo's engine work great. However, some good alternatives are the Shield Splinterer, Eagle Bearer, Vector, and even the Lady Death. For the secondary weapon, I recommend using the ACS-12 shotgun. The ACS-12 can help you build striker stacks quickly, but if you have the named ACS-12 the Rock and Roll, this would be better since it comes with the talent Perfectly Extra, so you'll have more bullets per mag. So yeah, build your striker stacks up with this shotgun, then once your stacks are up, switch back to your primary weapon and go crazy. Gunner for the weapon specialization, and for the skills, the Reviver Hive is great for raids and incursions, so I recommend you go with this and use whatever you feel comfortable using as your secondary. This is Prajna, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section and I'll get back to you. Don't forget to slash the like button, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Keep it cool, keep it classy, and see you in the next video. Peace out.